Hey, good afternoon or good evening if you're on the East Coast. I'm fuzzy. Of course I'm fuzzy because this camera sucks. It is the way the day is going, but that's okay. Welcome to the Jeff Meacham Show here on the Jeff Meacham Network, on our Facebook, our Twitter, and our YouTube. Yes, I forgot the hell I was there for a second. Let's see. Oh, hey, look out. It's creepy technology, but it's okay. We're working on it. Nope, not working. Maybe there? Yeah, we'll go with that for today. What the hell? It's been one of those days. I apologize for the rushed feeling here. I am rushed because I had a whole cold open going for about 6 minutes and it never went up because it sucks. And yeah, so anyway, so the second half is going to be little old me just doing my thing as I do every Monday, at least for now anyway. But before we get to the Jeff Meacham Show, part of the Jeff Meacham Show, I should say, let's go ahead and bring in our buddy Stat Boy, who is going to be on with us tomorrow, of course, each and every, and that background looks like shit. So we're going to go ahead and make that better. There we go. Very good. Okay. So psychedelic even. So today is the college, let's see, CFP, college football playoff. There we go. That's what I was trying to say. National championship game. And as we are doing with the Super Bowl in a few weeks, almost a month from now, we're also going to be doing football squares. And if you've been following along on Mikey's social media, and if you haven't, shame on you, because we run the damn thing at the end of every Stat Boy Sports Bar, how to follow Mikey's ass. So if you're not paying attention, tune the hell in tomorrow, and you'll get your social media shit. Just figure it out, folks. Anyway, so Mikey is going to do what I had forgotten about doing from last year because my brain is. I've had many concussions. I have issues.
Yeah,
you have. But Mikey's going to do our football squares number draw, which basically means that this graphic I did so much wonderful work on and ready to present to you guys during this episode of the Jeff Meacham Show is completely useless. But that's okay. So we're going to do the very end of the episode right before kickoff. So that way we're all set to go. So with that being said, let me go ahead and get into where I need to be here, because Mikey's going to explain what he's doing as he's doing it. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the mic off. And Mikey, take it away, brother.
Thank you, Mr. Jeff Meacham. Hello, my internet fans. Welcome to this edition of the Jeff Meacham Show, taken over by me, the Stat Boy. So, as Jeff has said, we've been selling or trying to sell football squares for this big game between the Alabama Roll Tide and the Georgia Bulldogs. I am very happy to announce that we have
Roll Tide. Crimson Tide, they just say Roll Tide.
Okay, yes. See, I'm already screwing up. You see?
Exactly how much Mikey and I watch college football, for the record. So there you go. Anyway,
exactly. Carry on. I've been saying Roll Tide so much to every Roll Tide fan that there is out there that I'm not saying Crimson Tide, Alabama. I'm sorry. Anyway, I am proud and happy to announce that we have sold exactly 60 squares, and at $5 a square, that gives us a nice big round even pot of $300, and the winning square is going to pay out $75 per quarter. Now, the grid is not full. Therefore, there are 40 evil, nasty squares that are just standing there saying, ha, I'm going to take your money. Now, again, those numbers that you just saw were not the real numbers. Those were a test. Here's how we're going to draw the real numbers. I have here 20 good old-fashioned playing cards, and I will fan them out, ace through 10. The 10 represents the 0. It is not number 10. These 10 hearts will represent the Alabama Crimson Tide. The 10 cards here that I will show to the camera now. Camera on me, please, Jeff, so they can see.
I'm working. You give me a break, Jesus. So, okay. So, just for the record, the grid you see in front of you, basically on the left side of the grid and the top of the grid are going to be 10 numbers going each way. So,
right.
Even though let's see, for example, JJ's in square 22, that does not mean that his number is going to end into either direction. So,
correct.
Basically, a row of numbers on the top, row of numbers on the left, as he's doing this. So this is me giving myself more work to do because I'm an idiot. But there you go. Go ahead, Mike.
No, you're not. All right, here are the 10 clubs, ace through 10. These will represent the numbers for the Georgia Bulldogs. I'm going to take both of these decks. I'm going to put them in here, and I'm going to start mixing them up. You will see them in my hands. You may see the bottom card on the deck, but that is not the card that's being drawn. Now, as we showed on the, I'm going to start shuffling these right now. I'm not going to bend them and fold them. I'm just going to mix them up randomly. I'm going to keep going with this until I feel that they are properly mixed up. Now as you saw on the grid.
Let me just, I'm going to jump in and help because I can. It's my show. So basically, whatever suit comes up first, if it's the black suit, then it's going to be on the Bulldogs' left side of the squares. If it's a red card, because Alabama wears red, imagine that, kids. Color coordination on the Jeff Meacham Network. Yeah. We have the Alabama numbers. So there you go. All right, go ahead, Mike.
Exactly. Now, as we showed on the grid, there are 60 squares that are taken. There are 40 squares that are not. Here's what's going to happen per quarter. If the ending quarter lands on a square that is not occupied, that money will carry over to the second quarter. If it happens again, all the money goes into the third quarter. If it happens again, by some miracle, if all 4 squares are winning squares and they are not claimed, don't worry, that money will carry over into the Super Bowl, meaning $300 could potentially go into the pot that we will play for next month. The touching squares, which are north, south, east, and west of the winning square, will still get paid. So, for example, if square number 57 is the winning square in a quarter, as you can see, Jeff has the square above it and to the left of it. That means Jeff wins 2 squares in Super Bowl squares. That's how that's going to work. Yes. No monetary value for the touching squares, only the winning squares. Because it's a $300 pot, it works out nicely, $75 per quarter. And I'll be watching the game. I actually have the game on my Roku, thanks to YouTube somehow. Somebody's got a feed going. Thank you, whoever you are out there. And I do have the ESPN app.
Piracy is how victims crime, people.
I know it's not piracy. If it's on YouTube and if YouTube wants to say something about it, then put it on the ESPN app. All right.
By the way, C77. I see the chat in here. I think your spell check has COVID. I never had COVID in the first damn place. If you actually were a fan of this network, which obviously you are, the fact that you're here in the channel, which I appreciate, that was a false positive that I got 2 years ago. Who pissed me off? The folks in the great city of Henderson, Nevada. They pissed me off. Anyway, let's move right along there. Let's see. JJ says, hey there, hi there, ho there. JJ's here. Hey, Jeff. Josh has been watching from quarantine, been binging Royal Rumble matches while getting over COVID. Dude, COVID's the worst, but you know what? I Rumble binge every year, whether I'm sick, healthy, getting laid, celibate, whatever, dude. Rumble matches are fun to watch, no matter what state of mind you're in. Good stuff. And yes, here's the one for the day. I'm using it now. I don't give a shit. Stat Boy in the fucking house. All right. It's here.
All right. We have mixed up these cards long enough.
Beetle Bailey, I think. I think he's older than Superman. But
maybe so.
Time is kickoff. It's
all right,
supposed to be 8 o'clock Eastern, Jay, but you know how that goes.
Kickoff is in less than an hour. So let's get this started. I've shuffled the cards. They are in my hand. And then when I deal the card, I'm going to shuffle around that many number. So if a 6 pops up, I'm going to then burn 6 cards and deal the next one until the entire deck is completed. Okay, so this is it now. This is the legit thing. The combinations you want, of course, 7 points for a touchdown, 3 points for a field goal. You want 7s and 3s and maybe even 0s if your team sucks. That's just me. All right, here we go. Card number 1. It is. Are we ready, Jeff? You paying attention? Here we go. Card number 1 is the 6. That goes on Crimson Tide. 6 red. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Next card. Next number. 1. Georgia 1. All right. 1 in the corner there. 1 card gets drawn. Next number. 3. Crimson Tide 3. 1, 2, 3. Next number. 5. Crimson Tide 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next number. 6. Georgia 6.
For the record, I'm not putting them on the graphic right now. I'm just typing them out so I can do this as I go here, just so you're aware.
That's fine. 1,
right, very good.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Next number. 7. The big 7. The first touchdown possibly for Alabama. That's the number you want. If they score first, there you go.
Well, extra points are a thing though, so keep that in mind. Also, PHP.
5, 6, 7. Next number. 2. The Crimson Tide numbers are coming up first. All right. 1, 2. Next
Not
number.
a good sign for the Georgia fans.
0. Georgia 0 is the next number. And since that's the 10, we're going to deal 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Next number. 7. Georgia.
Okay. So went from 0 Georgia to 7 Georgia, right?
Yep. 4, 5, 6, 7. Next number. 1. Crimson Tide. All right. 1 card. Next number.
I think like he's saying Crimson Tide so much, so he actually starts saying it again and quit saying Roll Tide just to get it out of his head.
0. Crimson Tide 0.
Oh, okay. So both zeros are gone now. I have to notice that as I'm going here. I've all of them both gone already. But
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Next number. 4. Georgia.
Georgia.
1,
Michael,
2,
my hand, I'm karaoke in Georgia.
Next number. 3. Georgia.
All right. Got to be close to being done now.
2. Yep, we're almost done. Next number. 8. Crimson Tide.
All right, very good.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Next number. 9. Georgia. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Next number. 5. Georgia. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next number. 9. Crimson Tide.
Wait a second. Okay, the last one, 5 was Georgia or was Alabama? I'm sorry.
5 was Georgia. 9. Crimson Tide.
Okay, sorry. I got a little lost there.
2,
I read you
3,
just comment for me off. Sorry,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last Crimson Tide 4. All right, Crimson Tide numbers are done. 1, 2, 3, 4. The last one, 8 for Georgia. That only leaves one number left, the 2. So that is the way the grid is going to end up. Across the top, the Crimson Tide numbers in order are 6, 3, 5, 7, 2, 1, 0, 8, 9, and 4. The Georgia numbers from the top to the bottom are 1, 6, 0, 7, 4, 3, 9, 5, 8, and 2. That's how the grid. That's how the grid's going to look. As soon as it's up and ready and I get a copy of it, I'll keep an eye out. I'll put it on my personal Facebook page, and that's where all the updates will go. Every time the score changes in the game, a post comes out. Obviously, since at the beginning of the game, the square that has the 0 and the 0, right off the bat, you're winning if that person owns that square. And if it stays that way, then both teams suck.
Right? Shit. All right.
So
well, I work on that.
It.
Thank you, Mikey. As we go along here, I took 15 minutes. So
that only took 15 minutes.
Since it only took 15, I'm gonna go ahead and keep you on here for a little bit longer because I can. It's my show. No, I can do what the hell I want to do. It's my show.
Okay, go ahead.
So let's see. Let's see what Josh said here. Chris said, "I hope you enjoy the show tonight." And Jeff, did Greg get back to you about the role? I have not talked to Greg yet today. Greg and I have not been talked today. I've been busy running around like a chicken with his head cut off. I will get back to you on it, Chris. I promise. We're not doing the draws till Thursday. So you've got time. Just remember, I don't know if we're doing money on those or not. So yeah, keep some funds allocated just in case you do want to play and Greg does indeed do the money thing. So we'll talk about that later in the week. And yes, shots fired. And I know Jay understood that reference. So very good. All right. Josh said I watched the 01 Rumble and it was okay, but not my fave. Maybe cracks the top 10 I've watched. And he's watched so far 2010, 2001, 2021, 2007, and was on 2020 before hopping on this. Well, we appreciate you pausing your binge. Those aren't bad Rumbles. JJ, of course, 1998 has always been a favorite of his. All three faces of Foley. That was one of the highlights of that match for sure, was having Mick Foley do all three of his characters in that. But that was fun. I enjoyed that thoroughly. I'm doing my own Rumble binge. I actually stopped today doing the 05 because I'm going to resume on. Let's see, what the hell date did I say I was going to resume here? I have a whole calendar and everything ready to go here because that's how I am. On Thursday, I only do the Rumble draws around enough because that will carry me into the pay-per-view. And then on February 22nd, my WrestleMania binge starts. There you go. Going back into February. I tell me WrestleManias I got to watch. I go back to friggin' February. So
I also I just want to, sorry for interrupting. I do have a copy of the grid, and I do have a copy of who has what number. So that helps greatly as well. I have the list of every how. So let me quickly.
I mean, as far as for your purposes, if you have the grid laid out, great. Just for your own scoring purposes, but I'm gonna clean it up.
It's not as good as you, but right now square 27 is the winning square because there's no score, and nobody picked that square.
That's not true.
Who picked 27?
You dork.
Oh, I didn't write down my numbers, did I?
Oops.
Okay. Wow.
So carry my money over, because
How does that work out? I bought the last 5 squares to make us an even 300, and what happens? My square ends. Okay, it's a conspiracy, folks. Yeah, Stat Boy has it rigged. Let's throw that out right now.
Oh my God, that was awesome. And yes, JJ Crimson Tide was well, and Gene Hackman was a good movie. I agree. Oh, that was tremendous. That was the greatest thing
I can't believe. Great. So how does it? That just makes everything perfect. I do it as random as possibly can be, and my square is already winning. Wow. If that don't beat all.
And to God, y'all, he gave me those numbers today that he picked. He let everybody else go first. He went dead last. I only went ahead of the thing because I was given the what do you call it? I'm hosting the thing and I'm helping run this thing. So he gave me third pick. I picked behind Jerry and behind JJ because I was third to declare. Let's see. 2010.
And I picked last. Unbelievable.
Yeah, Chris, we'll get to your question in a second. Thank you for asking that, though. I definitely want to talk about it because I haven't talked about Mikey yet on the air. So the 2010 Rumble was the first one I ever watched and got a DVD of. Wow, DVDs. We're talking ancient history now. 2010. If it's not a one-time thing, it's long overdue. It's a conspiracy. That's right. Hashtag shenanigans. Which you can buy that shirt, by the way, over at the JeffMeachamNetwork.com in the merch section. Hashtag shenanigans from the dads, not always on wrestling. So there you go. Plugging like a motherfucker from now on. I don't even care anymore. All right. So the question was presented to us. What are our thoughts on WWE opening the forbidden door for other company talent? We talked a lot about this on Saturday when we did the Hard to Kill coverage because Mickie James has kicked that forbidden door off the damn hinges now, being in the Royal Rumble. I'm for it. I am. If they actually stick with it and have talent that deserves to be showcased from any company on their stage, hell, line them up. Have them come through that curtain after that 10-second countdown. It's going to be awesome either way. What do you think, Mikey? I mean, you and JJ, you're brothers. You've grown up together. You've been a fan. You've been a fan a little bit longer than him, though, if I remember right. So,
right,
this is the first time that WWE is not only acknowledging a company, which they've done before over the years, but a active, non-contracted talent has been announced for their pay-per-view, and they're a champion of the other company at that. That's monumental.
It is. Of course, you can't not call out Mickie James because she was a former champion in WWE. So And of course, they did the thing with Billy. You know, he was under TNA when they put DX into the Hall of Fame. So this
AEW,
is
yeah.
the second time that this has happened. You know, first Billy Gunn, now Mickie James. You know, I will be even more shocked if they acknowledge it on the air during the Rumble. If they actually say it's the Impact Champion, that's huge in it. I mean, they already did.
Pat McAfee called her the Impact Knockouts champion, and he said she's coming to clean up the garbage of the past year.
Then
so he referenced the freaking release.
I also would love to know what took him so long. If AEW can call out the letters WWE and blatantly talk about their current talent, Vince needs to fire back and do the same thing, because you know, Vince does not need that. He's got to break that wall down, pun intended, Jericho, break down the door and acknowledge. He needs to acknowledge wrestlers on all levels. And if this is the first step to it, then I will applaud you to bring back Mickie James in the Rumble as the Impact Champion. And if it's a one-time deal, fine. I don't think it's going to be a permanent thing, but maybe they need people back. I don't know. I'm all for it. I am in total agreement with you guys. It's a great idea, and who knows where it's going to go from there.
Yeah, it's one of those where it's and Josh, she didn't just kick it down, she kicked it. Exactly. Right on. I feel you there, brother. I feel you. Josh says, I've heard Jericho's name dropped as potential for the men's Rumble. Same with Moxley. That depends. If I know John's coming back soon, but he's just out of rehab. Does he really want to bark up the tree of going back to a company that did him so dirty? I wouldn't if I was him, honestly. And that's just me. It'll be real or more real when it's a non-former WWE talent. That's also a good point. If we see like an AEW original or an Impact original, then we know it's on for real. Let's see what we got here. Jericho seems like the perfect fit, long time with WWE and is loyal to an extent. Yeah, I mean, you know, he was on the Broken Skull Sessions, did very well on that show. I enjoyed the episode of Chris Jericho and Steve Austin. That was a good episode of Broken Skull. One of my favorites, actually. Could see him back for a run someday, and also is one of the top guys in AEW right now. Exactly. And Daniel says, with the Forbidden Door destroyed, who in the men's Rumble do you think will show up? Sky's the limit. I mean, really. We'll have to just wait and see. Anthony says, I could see him calling them current world champions, but I mentioned again, they already mentioned the word Impact Knockouts champion relates to Mickie, so it wouldn't even surprise me. And to answer Josh's question, JJ says, can you imagine if Judas hits? Dude, if Judas plays in that over that PA in St. Louis, you're going to be able to hear them in Missouri all the way out here in California sing along with that song. It's going to be amazing. And JJ made a good point on Saturday. Mickie needs to come out to hardcore country, not her WWE thing, because she's the Impact champion. She's coming out as an Impact star. She needs to come out to hardcore country. That has to be a thing. And I agree with that, JJ, 100%. He would do it for Hunter. Wasn't it rumored WWE paid for the rehab? It was rumored, but never confirmed. I know Tony definitely helped with that, obviously. Yes, he is loyal to Hunter. I know he and Hunter get along very, very well. And I know Renee never speaks bad about Hunter that I've heard. So Big Show is also a possibility. And a Big Show, was the proverbial WWE lifer, and now he's with AEW. So we'll see if that comes to fruition. Okay, let's just get this out of the way now because I didn't get a chance to run it before the show. Thoughts on Bob Saget and his career?
What a shock, man!
Just a way to start my Sunday. It's just horrible.
It was. I mean, 65 years old. Didn't know that if he had any health problems or not. He really kept it to himself. Of course, sadly, when I heard hotel room, I thought, my God, please don't let it be drugs. Do not let it be drugs. That scares me. Whenever I hear that a celebrity has died in a hotel room, it frightens me to the point where I'm like, please don't let it be drugs. Don't let it. That's sadly how Heath Ledger died, I believe. I mean,
I believe you're correct. Yeah.
I think even Jim Morrison, he died in a hotel in Paris, right? I think
that sounds right.
I believe that, but that was my first thought, and I'm praying I'm wrong in that, because if he even had demons, we didn't know about this. I
I didn't
mean,
know about it. No, man.
I had no clue. And then, of course, the second saddest would be if it was COVID related too. If he had COVID, we would have known. But I mean, I loved Full House. I liked America's Funniest Home Videos. I liked Fuller House. And his most shocking moment to me was when they roasted him on Comedy Central. And I think I actually saw a stand-up routine where he was swearing, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is Bob Saget. This is
Oh,
this is
no.
American.
I don't know if Teresa or JJ saw him. I'm pretty sure Teresa did. JJ may have seen him as well. He has a filthy mouth on his stand-up show.
That shocked the hell out of me too.
He is the word, like you see there go, oh, Mr. T, oh no. Yeah, he's got a potty mouth, and you know what? But he's still funnier in hell. So
yeah,
it was
And
awesome.
like I said, it's very sad. I would guess that Fuller House is done.
Fuller House has been done for a couple seasons now, though.
Yeah, so unless if America's Funniest Home Videos is still a thing, then they better do some kind of in tribute, because that hit me out of left field. I mean, I saw that and I'm like, I literally yelled out WTF, and I showed the TMZ thing, and sometimes you can't always trust TMZ because that's where the news broke, and I'm like, okay, it's TMZ, and then next thing you know, I found another local CBS or a local NBC affiliate out here in Tennessee. They started covering it, and then ABC News covered it out here, and I'm like, okay, it's legit. And I'm like, damn.
It's funny. JJ even, are you sure? I'm like, well, yeah, it's all over the news. I'm just asking because there's been a lot of hoax about him recently. I said, dude, it's on like actual news, not just like TMZ and crap. Oh man. So of course, JJ's our in memoriam guy here on the WTF Network. So anytime we get a new, add him to the list, and it's like Bob Saget shit. What's even worse, on top of the news about Bob Saget, we learned the cause of Betty White's death. She had a stroke 6 days before, and that hits home right in my balls, right in my gut, because that's how my grandmother passed, was a stroke. So it's like, oh God, darn it, oh, it's awful. So it's just 2022 is determined to make sure 2021 is not forgotten in terms of how much it messed with our heads and our hearts. And we've lost Cindy. I literally have a freaking 2.5 minute long thing I was going to air at the beginning of this show. I didn't have a chance to. I'll do it tomorrow before we go on the air with you, Mikey. But I do also want to talk about. We're actually getting comments here from JJ. Let me just let's see. Okay, these are comments in order from John Stamos, Dave Coulier, Candace Cameron Bure, Jody Sweeten, Lori Laughlin, Andrea Barber, Scott Weiner. I'm sorry, Scott, I screwed up your name.
Yeah.
Jeff, which I believe are the producers, if I'm not mistaken, and of course the Olsen twins. Here we go. Let's just go ahead and throw them up there. 35 years ago, we came together as a TV family, but we became a real family, and now we grieve as a family. Bob made us laugh until we cried. Now our tears flow in sadness, but also with gratitude for all the beautiful memories of our sweet, kind, hilarious, cherished Bob. He was a brother to us guys, a father to us girls, and a friend to all of us. Bob, we love you dearly. Easy there, Mikey. And we ask in Bob's honor, hug the people you love. No one gave better hugs than Bob, which, again, falls right in line with the Mr. Tanner, the Danny Tanner persona. But if you saw his standard routine, and he was very, he wasn't like a germaphobe, but I mean, we all saw how Danny reacted to Kimmy Gibbler. He was a lot like that in real life from what I've been told in recent years. So either way, a horrible, horrible loss to start the year. I mean, we also lost Sidney Poitier in the last week, which is just awful.
There's a Hollywood legend for you right there.
Yes. And JJ told me this after we went off the air Saturday. Thank God he told me after. He told me before, I probably would have ruined my day. Have you heard about the 10th grade, the sophomore hockey player that passed away? Did you hear about this?
I did see that the Kings put the sticks out of the. I did briefly hear about that too. That or tip from the Kings to do that.
Yeah, 6 out for Teddy. Yeah, so if you haven't heard, I apologize for the graphic description. I'm not going to put a picture up yet. I'll do that tomorrow, like I said. Playing in a game at school, and they collided with a kid, and another kid was coming and couldn't stop, and unfortunately, the blade of the guy's skate went across the kid's throat, and they just couldn't get in the hospital in time. It was just awful. 10th graders, so what, 16, 17 years old? Just a horrible, maybe even 15. Let's see, 2006. So probably is still 15. Probably hasn't turned 16 yet, unless he had a birthday in the last week. Just again, I totally agree with the last part of the sentiment there. Hug the people you love. No one gave better hugs. You know what? Hug everybody you love right now, guys. I'm telling you right now. It's just one of those. The last 10 days for me have very much been like that, where realize who you love. Make sure they know they love. Jesus Christ. Make sure they know
you're saying
you love them, and make sure that they love you back just as hard, because once they're gone, be it death or any other circumstance. So hug your loved ones, folks. I'm telling you that right now, because
well said. God bless you for that.
And JJ is saying here, I'm willing to bet that his comedy was designed to distance himself from Tanner's image. So often performers get typecast. I think Bob was afraid of that happening to him. Yeah, I don't remember Bob being too much out there on the circuit prior to Full House. He may have been, but I was a young lad when Full House premiered back in 1987. So I think my brother was. I only say Patrick was just born, or was born right after it premiered, because he grew up, wanting Michelle Tanner to be his girlfriend because they were the exact same age. So there was that. Anyway, So again, if you are a hockey person in your house, sticks out for Teddy this week. Yep. Just a horrible thing with. As a hockey person my whole life, it just rakes against my heart that this happened to this kid. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna get back on because I think
we're done.
I'm done.
All right, good. Here it comes. Here's the reveal. Here's what the board looks like. We are done, I believe.
Yes.
And as soon as it gets sent through Facebook, we'll post it and enjoy the game. Kickoff is in 45 minutes.
Yeah, and no, actually, it's a little bit about half hour now. No.
Oh well, I'm watching the feed on the.
If you're watching, you know better than I do.
The countdown clock's at 45 minutes, so.
Okay, well, cool. So they're gonna start right at 5 o'clock.
No, we're not gonna start right at 8 o'clock, but.
And yes, indeed, rest in peace, Bob. Well said, Chris. Well said. Let me just go ahead and throw it up there.
Here it comes. There it is. There's the board. There,
like you said, as of right now, the Stat Boy's your money winner.
For the first quarter, anyway. Like I said, I did not plan that. It's just the luck of the cards. That's all it is. So
you saw him draw the cards. You saw him randomize it, and we all saw on social media they picked the numbers beforehand. So it is what it is, folks.
It is what it is. Enjoy the game. Yes, please send that to me, and I will post that immediately.
Now, those of you that did not get in on this particular game, remember, we'll go ahead and start tomorrow. Sports, if he's okay with it. Yeah. Football Squares for the Super Bowl. Same exact type situation. But there'll be a price increase, and there'll be a pot increase. We'll talk about that more tomorrow at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific, as we bring you, as always, Stat Boy Sports Bar right here on the Jeff Meacham Network, as well as the Custody Studio. So stay tuned for that on either channel. Full coverage of the NFL, and we'll talk briefly about tonight's game as we start the show. So, Mikey, I thank you for being with me today. We'll
come into the sports bar tomorrow, brother. Exactly. Come into the sports bar tomorrow. If we do the panel stuff again, based off of what happened in Week 18, I'm all for it. Big Baller G, Zach, Greg Cherry, Renegade.
Seriously, anybody's welcome for the panel tomorrow. I enjoyed that last week. I had fun doing that with
you guys. It worked. It worked, and I loved it. Enjoy the game. Good luck to everybody who's playing. Get your popcorn and your drinks, and I'll see you in the sports bar tomorrow. Thanks a lot, Jeff. Stat Boy out.
All right, there we go. Thank you, Stat Boy. Appreciate that. Chris said, you asked earlier, Chris, but I'll go ahead and throw it up there. Let's see. We had a couple. Actually, I don't. Maybe you asked it earlier, but I don't know. But I'll go ahead and since you throw it up again, I'll throw it up there. What the hell? Can we see Moose or Kenny in the Rumble? Kenny, no, I don't think so. I think Kenny has too much of a chip on his shoulder with WWE. Moose, maybe. Moose is a very, very distinct possibility we will see in the Royal Rumble because he's, to my knowledge, not had that opportunity to be in the WWE spotlight. So maybe. And JJ right there to comment, I don't know about this year, but if everything goes well between all parties, we're after next year. Again, you're talking about the world champions of the two companies, AEW and Impact. There's also the NWA champion, who is a former WWE superstar, and that's Trevor Murdoch. The most recent prolific NWA champion is a former Impact superstar in Nick Aldis. So what? None of this, and he's also Mickey James's husband. So the fact that she's the one that Mick kicked the door open, who knows what's going to happen here coming up in just under 3 weeks. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to enjoy it. So, all right. I'm going to try, God help me, to run the ads I wanted to run before the show started because I forgot this, but I don't have all of them lined up. So let me go ahead and get at least the 2 ads I do have in. And I think I have another one on the other form, but I'll go ahead and do that in a second here. JJ says, for this year, I could see former WWE talent. Next year, all bets are off. Exactly. That's very, very good point, Jay. Very good point. All right. So let me go ahead and run this ad for our buddy, our favorite baker here on the Jeff H. Network, and we'll be right back. And again, that's our buddy Lex over at bakedbylex.com. Great baker. Again, she made the Santa cookies for me this most recent trip. So I'm very grateful. So thank you, Lex. I appreciate it very, very much. So yeah, that's, again, there's a lot of things happening right now that I'm very much looking forward to. You've got the Rumble coming up, of course. I don't know why that's playing. Can you stop? Hey, thank you. Geez, sorry guys. This thing is just wanting to be loud. Not a big deal, but it's like, come on now. Anyway, so let me see what questions we got here. Why are we not? We're not playing here. That's okay. Let's see. I missed a couple. I will be there to watch Go Chiefs on principle. Well, that'll be. I'm shaking the table. Sorry about that. That'll be in a little while. But let's see what we got here. I know I missed questions. So let me just go ahead and. I know I missed some questions. So I'm just trying to see what I got here, what I missed, what I didn't miss. This is not nice. This is okay. I guess I got everything. Cool. All right. Well, I feel better about myself. Yay me. Let's see what we got here. I just want to make sure this is the right. I don't know what's happening. I'm trying to get this thing to work. I'm not sure why it's not working, so bear with me, guys. Again, this is very much a piecemeal type day, unfortunately. I'm not trying to make it as it is, but it has been, so I apologize. Anyway, so a lot of you were wondering where I was in my head over the weekend, and I'm not going to get too far into it. I'm just going to briefly say this. Make sure you are where you are with people in their head as well as your own. There was a lot of miscommunication in the last 10 days for sure. But within my little circle, my little family, there's been a lot more miscommunication over the years, and I am reeling as a result of the fallout. So please, everybody out there, make sure everything is clear communication with you and your loved ones and those you hold dear. Hug your loved ones, like the Full House family said, because you don't know what's going to happen the next day, the next hour, the next minute, the next second. We all joked, Betty White's going to outlive us all, and she's going to live forever, and now she's gone, and it was completely unexpected, a crazy thing, and now she's gone. So just and now our beloved Mr. T, Danny Tanner, is gone, which I was befuddled by it happening, but it happened because that's life, I suppose. Trying to see why this is there. This is what I want. Thank you. Let's see what we got here. Mean what you say what you mean. Exactly, Jay. Right on, brother. You said it. Direct communication, especially. And I know I'm gonna catch shit for this, but I really don't care. Again, miscommunication is a bitch of a drug, of an occurrence in your life. It's terrible. I can't emphasize enough how detrimental it has been in the last few days. So, and I crack on Henderson. I don't mean I actually enjoy going to Henderson a lot. I love the city. I'm a fan of their hockey team, the Silver Knights. Will I be going where I was going before? Nope, not going to happen. But I have plenty of other friends out there, and if they wish to continue to be my friend, I love them for that, and I appreciate it very much, because I don't believe I am what I have been accused of, and I don't believe that I have served my own needs in the process of my most recent trip out there. So if that was the case with anybody else in my life in the last little while, I do, again, humbly apologize. And that's really all I can do is just say I'm sorry now, because I don't really understand why it was thrown at me this way to a certain extent. But anyway, all right. So I don't think I got to run this Saturday while we were on the air for Hard to Kill, which, again, thank you all for coming out for that and for the aftermath, the prelude to the open mic night, if you will. But I do want to run this real quick. But first, again, thank you all for being here, all 9 of you right now. The people who have been here the last 45 minutes. Let me go ahead and run this real quick, and then we'll go from there.
Take me down to the paradise city where the grass is green and the girls are pretty. Oh, won't you please take me home? Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. Whoa, Meacham. Yeah, they're loaded like a freight train, flying like an aeroplane, speeding like a space brain. One more time tonight. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Welcome to the jungle. Watch it bring you to your knees. Take me down to the paradise city where the grass is green and the girls are pretty. Oh, won't you please take me home? I wanna go. I wanna know. Oh, won't you please take me home, baby?
And you can bet that I will be there on the 27th, which actually is a Thursday. I just saw that. It says Wednesday. It's a Thursday. Sorry, kiddies. Thursday, the 27th. We'll have Rumble predictions that day here on the network, and then I'll be heading to Hollywood for the redo of the COVID cancellation of Paradise Kitty at the world-famous Whiskey A Go-Go. Get down in Hollywood, if you will. All right, one more question, and then we'll go ahead and wrap it up for the day. I do want to get out there for Monday Night Raw. If it was up to me, who would I want to see most return at the Royal Rumble? Off the top of my head, right now, gun to my head, you can only pick one person. I will say, as far as in the men's Rumble, I would love if, let's go with. It's a good question. That's one of those you got to think about, right? I wasn't really prepared for it, but let's see. You know what? I'm gonna say Jericho. Just I want to hear the reaction if they play Judas. That'd be awesome. Women's, I already got it. Mickey James, and she's getting a chance. And she's getting promoted, and she's getting that the actual reference of the release. So they know they screwed up. So hopefully that sticks to it, and they give Mickey her just due. Wouldn't it be something if she won? That'd be really cool, I think. But anyway, we'll get to that other time. Thank you all very, very much for joining me tonight here on the Jeff Meacham Network for the Jeff Meacham Show. Again, come on back tomorrow. We'll be doing a double dose of tomfoolery here on the network as we present Stat by Sports Bar at 7 o'clock Eastern. And then immediately after NXT over on USA, we'll be back here with Talk Wrestling across ODQ, the Greg Cherry brand, the Cast 18 Studios, and of course right here on the Jeff Meacham Network. Until 7 o'clock Eastern tomorrow for Stat by Sports Bar, I am Jeff Meacham, and we will see you guys next time.